Somehow I missed practice number 6. So let's recap 6 and 7. Saturday's practice and today's practice.
What's going on, Canes fans? As I mentioned in the intro, today's video will be summarizing both practice number 6 and number 7. I found that as we get deeper into spring football, a lot of these recap videos, just being honest, are me repeating a lot of the same things. So at times, you might see me summarize 2 or 3 practices at once instead of doing one for every single practice. But before we dive in, check and make sure that you have subscribed to this channel so you can be part of the family. I have a lot of really exciting things planned once the season gets here. Of course, we're going to run it back with Gator Hater 2.0, and we're going to do another diss track. And we might even drop 2 or 3 of them this season. I don't know yet. Also, the College Football 25 game is going to be coming out, so we're going to have the simulated season that kicks off probably in June. We might still have to roll with the older version until the new one comes out. But then once the new one drops, I'm going to be picking up a new PlayStation or Xbox, and I want to play as many of you as possible. And of course, we're going to live stream every single matchup. So getting into this recap, on Saturday specifically, wide receiver Shamar Kirk had a great day. He had multiple catches deep down the field. Wide receiver Jacoby George has still been flashing out there, but at times it's been said that he needs to be a little more consistent, especially when you take into account young guys like JoJo who are nipping at his heels. The Canes are still looking for that number 1 consistent deep threat on the outside in that receiver room, and hopefully someone will step up and really solidify themselves as that guy by the end of spring, because we know that Restrepo has the inside locked down. And really, if every receiver in that room was as consistent and had the work ethic that Restrepo has, I really feel like they'd be unstoppable. But rolling back to JoJo for just a second, it's going to be very interesting to watch his progression and see if he does in fact earn any playing time this season in 2024, because I know that every year we do this where we hype up the young guys, the new flashy toys, but JoJo is earning a lot of praise, not just from fans, but also the coaching staff and people within the media. And many believe that he could actually make an impact if he gets some snaps in 2024. So we're going to have to keep an eye on him. And I bring it up because it is still very rare to see a freshman come in and earn a lot of playing time. Maybe throughout the season they find a way to get into the rotation a little bit, maybe in specific packages or down in distance. But JoJo is just practicing so well, and he's doing things that guys shouldn't be doing as a freshman. So if he can carry that over into the scrimmages, I don't know, maybe this guy does find a way to see the field. Defensive end Alston, the transfer from Marshall, is seeing a lot of reps so far this spring, and he did on Saturday and today on Tuesday, and he is expected to see some playing time this season. However, he definitely won't start. And speaking of defensive ends, so many fans continue to ask about Malik Bryant. I can check back on every single spring recap video, and there's a handful of comments asking about Bryant on every single one of them. And he's actually been seeing a lot of reps at the defensive end position, specifically standing defensive end, kind of similar to what we saw with Harvey last season. So it'll be interesting to see if he does find his way in the rotation in that room. I don't know. We'll have to see. Now, during today's practice on Tuesday, offensive coordinator Shannon Dawson was seen spending a lot of extra time with the wide receivers. I'm assuming just making sure that everyone's on the same page because, of course, he's calling the offense and designing the plays. He's also the quarterback's coach, and it was good to see him out there working with Kevin Beard and the receivers. Now let's talk about Okunlola here for just a second. He took reps at left tackle, left guard, and right tackle, And Maryville was asked about this, after practice. And he said that right now he wants to just remind fans that there is no depth chart. There's a lot of cross training and competing going down, and sometimes getting reps at another position can give you a better understanding of your specific position and just make you a better football player all around. It really seems like that the coaching staff is sort of just waiting for Okunlola to take command of that left guard spot and prove that he should be starting over Lou Cristobal, who is still getting a lot of reps on that O-line. And I know that fans are still in an uproar about it. Every time we do a live stream or a video, people are poking fun at Lou Cristobal. And I don't think that he's necessarily he's not a bad football player. It's not that. It's just when you have someone on the team who's family, and then you feel like there's a guy behind them who, has more stars or looks like that they're more athletic, there's always a little bit of an uproar within the fan base, but the staff wants Okunlola to earn it. He doesn't get the position just due to his name or the star rating coming in. And I know that at times, he's had to battle a few things when it comes to health, but he's got to come in and he just has to take control and command and earn that starting position. But does anybody think that maybe there is a shot that Lou Cristobal starts against the Gators? I don't know. I'm just asking. As far as the quarterbacks go, that battle is still heating up for QB number 2, and it does really look like Poff has a slight lead over Jakari Brown right now. Now, Emory Williams has been struggling at times with his deep ball placement, but I wouldn't worry too much about it because he's not really expected to see any playing time this season unless something crazy happened, because you've got Cam Ward, Poffenbarger, and Jakari Brown in there. So I wouldn't look too much into it. He's, just got to work on the chemistry and the timing, especially with the young guys that have come in. And it's been reported that Zach Carpenter has been doing okay at center. I think that the coaching staff is expecting a little more out of him, and that's not to say that he can't get there. I just think that, a lot of people are trying to compare him to Matt Lee, and those are some pretty big shoes to fill. Now, the coaching staff does really love how physical and aggressive offensive lineman Markel Bell has been practicing. I mean, the dude is roughly 6'9", and it would be great if he could put it all together during spring. Time will tell, but they're definitely pretty high on that guy. Now, to wrap this thing up, I'd just like to briefly mention the running backs, and by mentioning them, I mean I would like to ask you a question. Do you think that Miami should look for another experienced running back out of the transfer portal once this next window opens up? Because personally, I'm torn on it a bit. I don't really know where Fletcher and Allen are going to stand in their recovery by the time the season gets here. I know that they're saying that Fletcher will be back in the summer, but still that's a very serious injury. That's an injury that has ended a lot of careers. So let's say that he kind of has some ups and downs with that in his recovery. Well, then you have A.J. Allen coming back, but then right now in spring, I'm talking right here on the tail end of March, Miami only has 3 scholarship running backs that are healthy. You have Trevante Citizen, Chris Johnson, and Wheatley Humphrey, because remember, Jordan Lyle won't come in until summer. So Citizen really needs to stay healthy right now more than ever, because if he goes down, you have Chris Johnson, who, yes, is a speedster. This guy has Olympic level speed. But speed alone isn't enough to get things done. We saw that with wide receiver Tyler Harrell. Everyone's talking about his 40 time, but he didn't end up seeing the field really any at all in 2023. You need more than just speed. I'm excited about Chris Johnson's speed, but he's got to be able to show that he's a complete back. He's an all-around guy, not just fast. And then with Wheatley Humphrey, I mean, he's young, right? He's getting adjusted to the college level. So with that being said, things could look very different by the time the season does get here. But I don't know. Part of me thinks that maybe Miami does. But then we also have to remember that Miami has to shed some weight after spring. I mean, if Miami's going to attack the portal, some guys are going to have to hit the door. So who's that going to be? We're going to lose some. We're hoping to gain some. But then even if Miami does lose some guys to the portal, which is going to happen, which positions are most important? Does Miami need to look for another receiver? Do they need to push for an experienced guy that can come in and take control of the outside? Do they look for a running back? Miami obviously needs corners. So we're going to have to see how many guys exit and how much room that leaves to bring in someone. The running back room, if healthy, is not bad. It's really not, and that's the thing, but it's the what if. It's the is it going to be healthy? I don't know. I hope that this coaching staff can really tell where Fletcher and A.J. Allen stand and if they think that they could be ready for kickoff by the time Miami plays the Gators. Because if not, Miami could be in quite the interesting position with that room. But let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. I forgot to actually flip the screen over and show the clips during the earlier portion of the video. So if you were thinking, where's Coop normally always shows a few clips from spring practice. Hey, I forgot to turn them on until my last page of notes. So for those of you that made it to the very end, you're getting rewarded with a few extra clips from spring practice. Maybe you've seen them, maybe you haven't. But I appreciate all the love you guys have been showing on the spring practice videos. And again, just keep in mind that we might recap. This was 6 and 7, so next time we might kind of bundle them together, but there should be a scrimmage coming up somewhat soon. I know that Mario likes those top secret, behind closed doors scrimmages, so we'll see if we can find any little bit of info that we can put out there. Maybe even sneak a couple of clips. But with Mario Cristobal running the ship, I don't know if that's going to be possible. But let's chop it up about something. I'd love to see some responses to the running back question down in the comment section below. Remember, though, guys, we're all one big happy college football family. But at the end of the day, I got to say, it's always better when you get to rep the U. Coach Coop, peace out. I'll see y'all in the next one.